You know those moments when life seems to be a raging torrent, pulling you in 1,000 directions, demanding your attention, testing your resolve. Perhaps you're feeling overwhelmed right now, caught in a storm of responsibilities, decisions, emotions. It's times like these that make us question our strength, our ability to navigate the rapids of life. But what if the answer to these turbulent times wasn't in battling the current, but in moving with it? What if the key to enduring life's challenges wasn't in our resistance, but in our surrender? Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen a leaf floating down a river? Not struggling against the stream, not clinging to the bank, just going with the flow. A leaf doesn't resist the wind or the current. It simply moves with them. And in doing so, it finds its path naturally, gracefully, effortlessly. Now think about your own journey through life. Are you like that leaf, yielding to the natural order of things? Or are you fighting against the current? Are you bending with the wind or trying to stop it? Most of us, most of the time, choose to fight. We struggle to keep our heads above the water, to hold on to our desired outcomes, to suppress the emotions that threaten to pull us under. But here's the paradox. It's in that very struggle where we often lose our footing. It's in fighting the current that we waste precious energy, sometimes even sinking beneath the waves of life's challenges. The wisdom of the ancients, the Taoists, the Stoics, the Buddhist monks, they saw this truth long ago. They lived this truth and taught us that the secret to navigating life is turbulent waters lies not in resistance, but in surrender. Surrender to what? Surrender to life itself, to the natural order, to the ebb and flow of existence. To the Chinese, this concept was captured beautifully in the term wu wei, often translated as non-action or effortless action. It's not about doing nothing. It's about acting in harmony with the natural order, without resistance, without compulsion. It's about letting go of the need to control outcomes, of freeing oneself from the burden of forcing things to one's own will. But surrender isn't just a philosophical concept. It has practical applications that can transform our lives. In relationships, surrender means letting go of the need to dominate, to change the other person to fit our expectations. It's about accepting people as they are, loving them without conditions, and being there for them. Not in judgment, but in understanding. In our careers, surrender can mean releasing the desperate need to climb the corporate ladder, to earn more, to be more successful according to society's standards. It's about finding joy and fulfillment in the work we do, regardless of external rewards. In our personal lives, surrender might mean letting go of harmful habits, of toxic thoughts, of past hurts that we've been holding on to. It's about healing ourselves and moving forward with lightness in our hearts. The benefits of surrender are profound. When we stop fighting against life, we begin to experience a deep sense of inner peace. We open ourselves up to a reservoir of calmness that nothing can disturb. But this isn't a passive surrender. It's an active engagement with life. It's about recognizing that everything in life is interconnected, that we are all part of a larger whole. It's about accepting the impermanence of life, the constant change that's the only constant, and finding stability in that instability. Here's another powerful image to consider. Picture a surfer riding a wave. The surfer doesn't fight the wave. They become one with it. They lean into the wave, surrender to its rhythm, and ride it all the way to the shore. The surfer knows that fighting the wave would be futile, even dangerous. But in surrendering to it, they find their balance, their stability, their joy. Similarly, in life, our struggles often arise from our resistance to what is, from our desire to make things the way we want them instead of the way they are. It's in accepting what is that we find peace. Surrender also brings clarity. When we're caught in the struggle, when we're fighting the current, our minds are clouded with stress, anxiety, confusion. But when we surrender, when we align ourselves with the natural order, our minds become clear, focused, and sharp. We can see the situation we're in much more clearly, allowing us to respond rather than react. However, the path of surrender is rarely easy. It often goes against the grain of our societal conditioning. We're raised in a world that celebrates control, achievement, dominance. The message is clear. If we can't control everything, we feel helpless. But the truth is, we can't control everything. Life is full of uncertainties, of surprises, of twists and turns. And trying to control everything only sets us up for disappointment, for frustration, for unnecessary suffering. Learning to surrender is a skill, a practice, a way of life. It's a journey inward, a deep dive into the ocean of our being, where we discover the pearl of inner peace. It's a continuous letting go, a daily reminder to align ourselves with the rhythm of existence. It's not always easy, especially in a world that glorifies control and achievement, but the payoff is immense. It's the difference between living a life of constant struggle and one of deep peace. It's the difference between reacting frantically to life's challenges and responding to them with grace and ease. So how do we cultivate this art of surrender? How do we train ourselves to flow with the currents of life instead of fighting against them? The first step is to observe. Observe our thoughts, our emotions, our actions. Notice when we're fighting against the natural order, when we're trying to bend people to our will or force outcomes to our liking. The second step is to let go. Let go of the need to control, to manipulate, to dominate. This is the hardest part, the unlearning of years of societal conditioning. But it's essential if we want to experience the profound freedom that surrender offers. And finally, the third step is to align our actions with the natural flow of life. This doesn't mean becoming passive or complacent. It means acting with intention, with mindfulness, without the compulsive need for specific outcomes. It's about trusting the process, trusting ourselves, and trusting the universe. In essence, surrender is not weakness. It's the ultimate strength. It's the strength to let go, the strength to love without conditions, the strength to accept what is, the strength to trust the journey. It's in surrender that we discover our deepest wisdom, our resilience, and our creativity. Surrendering is not giving up. It's giving in to the grand tapestry of life, allowing our individual threads to be woven into its magnificent design. It's in this surrender that we find our true strength, our unwavering peace, and our deep connection with all of life. Think of a small boat on a vast ocean. Trying to fight the waves, the wind, the tides is futile. But when the boat aligns itself with the currents, it glides effortlessly across the water. Similarly, when we surrender to life's rhythms, we navigate our journey with grace and ease. Surrender isn't a passive acceptance of our circumstances. It's an active engagement with life, a conscious choice to align ourselves with the natural order of things. It's in this alignment that we find our strength, our clarity, and our peace. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury and turn the encounter into a good thing. In that beautiful sentiment lies a profound truth about surrender. The best way to deal with life's challenges, with the adversities that test our mettle, is not to retaliate. Not to hold on to grudges, but to rise above and transform the situation into a catalyst for growth. When life throws its inevitable punches, when challenges come knocking at our doors, surrender becomes our most potent weapon. Instead of letting our emotions dictate our actions, we can choose to respond with grace. Instead of getting lost in the labyrinth of anger and resentment, we can opt for understanding and forgiveness. Surrender empowers us to see beyond the immediate turmoil, to look at the bigger picture, to understand that every challenge carries within it the seed of an equal or greater lesson. The real strength lies not in our ability to dominate or control, but in our capacity to love, to forgive, and to heal. It's in our ability to turn the other cheek, not out of fear, but out of an understanding that true strength comes from within. This journey of surrender is a deeply personal one. It's a path that each of us must tread at our own pace, guided by our own inner compass. But know this, you are not alone. Every sunrise is a testament to the triumph of light over darkness. Every bud that unfurls is a promise of renewal and hope. Every gentle breeze carries with it the whisper of encouragement to surrender and let life take its course. let us embrace the art of surrender. Let us learn to flow with life's currents, to trust in the natural order, to love without conditions, and to forgive freely. For in doing so, we discover our true strength, our profound peace, and our deep connection with the tapestry of existence. Surrender, my friends, is not a sign of weakness. It's a celebration of life. It's a dance with existence. And in that dance, we find our truest selves.